Good Morning America is a registered trademark of ABC, and I'm not allowed to say that between 7 and 9. But I did anyway, because I'm a rebel. Happy Wednesday to you. It is the 18th day of April, 2018. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live here from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel. Thanks for starting your day with us. Got a good show for you today. You notice there is no chair to my immediate left, but we do have a guest. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to do a little Skype session with our very own Lisa Bradshaw, who hosts a program we're very proud of around here, and she is too. It's called Life with Lisa. She's been on the Don't Wait tour. She's been traveling, pulling a trailer and traveling all over the western United States for the Don't Wait project. We had a chance to check up with Lisa and check out with Lisa and visit with Lisa yesterday. She was in Fort Collins, Colorado, I want to say. And we had a great Skype session, got caught up with Lisa. That'll be the second half of the show. I will be handling news, but we got good news for you news junkies out there. Steve Hare will be back a little bit later on today. We'd like that. Wenatchee Wild will play another day. They were not able to clinch the Fred Page Cup last night in Prince George, British Columbia. So today it's on the bus, a 14-hour bus trip. In fact, it's about 12 hours on the bus if you just drive straight through, and nobody does that. So the bus trip is going to be about 14 hours. I think they left just about now from Prince George, British Columbia. A couple of rest stops. They have to stop at the border, of course. They will be back in town tonight. The bus will be back at the Town Center about 9 o'clock tonight. And all you Wild fans are invited to show up at about 8:30. So when the bus pulls into the parking lot, the fans will be there. And then Thursday night, tomorrow night, they will try and clinch the cup at home at the Town Center. Again, Prince George got the better of them last night up in Canada. The final there was 4-2. We'll have highlights of that, but they still have a 3-1 lead, and they have a chance to clinch the cup and the championship tomorrow night. We'll have highlights of that coming up. Also highlights of last night's Wenatchee Eisenhower soccer game comes your way when we do sports. I'll be handling the news. We have the obscure holiday. We have Today in History, a number of events to talk about. We have some birthdays to get to. Everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. If you haven't picked up the Wenatchee World on your front doorstep or whatever, a little friendly reminder, Apple Blossom is 1 week from tomorrow. The 99th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival kicks off on April 26th, and the official souvenir program will be on your insert in this morning's Wenatchee World. Don't throw it away. Keep it. It's got everything you need to know. And of course, we're going to play a big part of the Apple Blossom Festival. Again, this year, we'll be televising all 3 parades right here on the NCW Life channel. The Kai's Fiber Youth Parade, the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade, and the big one, the Stem Milk Growers Grand Parade. If you can't make them out to the parade, you can watch them live right here on the NCW Life channel. A sure sign that spring is almost here, or is here. The Apple Blossom Festival is right around the corner. And if you're sick and tired of this weather, and I'm speaking for everybody in North Central Washington when I say I'm sick and tired of this weather, we got a good forecast for you. Stay close for that. And by the way, and we're done with the pass reports. I want to say that right now, right here and now, done with it. 86 toast. Not going to do pass reports anymore because we don't need to anymore. All the passes are fine. They're not going to get any more snow for the foreseeable future. So cool. We can finally dispatch with the pass report. Winter, done. Spring, here. Cameras, valley, now. Let's see what we got. Kat gets to pick the cameras, except for the first one. We all get to see the cross camera together. Pretty much the same location as it was yesterday, pulled way back. You can see Badger Mountain. All the snow on Badger Mountain is all but gone. We're going to have to deal with some clouds today. Even a lingering raindrop or two is possible. It's going to be cloudy today. Cool yet again. Not nearly as breezy as it was yesterday, but we just have one more day of this stuff. I can't wait to get the forecast to you. You're going to like it. So there's the Wenatchee Valley proper. From this point forward, Kat in control decides what we get to see, and I believe we get to see the White River Valley. That's the Two Rivers camera, I believe, Kat. That is pointed up the White River Valley. The White River, of course, empties into the very top of Lake Wenatchee. The bottom of Lake Wenatchee forms the Wenatchee River. So it's a beautiful view up there. The clouds hanging down, still a little, you can still see some snow on the ground up there. That is the Lake Wenatchee area pointed up lake towards the Cascades. A beautiful view there. Camera number 3 says, good morning, Arundel Rock. Good morning, Arundel Rock. Look how green the hills are. We're US 97A ribbons between Wenatchee and Chelan and Arundel Rock. I guess that's Arundel Rock, that rock there. I suppose that's it. Good morning, Arundel Rock. For the uninitiated, we're the number 12 rated live morning local television show in the greater Arundel Rock area, something we're very proud of. And finally, camera 4 takes us to, don't tell me, is that Union Valley? That's the Union Valley camera pointed up Lake Chelan, so you can see Wapato Point sticking out there where the lake kind of channels in there, gets a little narrow. Quite a bit of snow, of course, still in the mountains, but they're still receding away. Union Valley pointing up the lake, so you go, where's Chelan proper? Way off to your left. Not quite in the shot that you see there, but there's Union Valley and the orchards and the bright golden haze on the meadow, except, of course, it's cloudy for another day, and then a 5-star forecast for you from the National Weather Service. Again, could get a lingering shower today. It's not really in the forecast, but anytime you have a lot of clouds, you can't rule out a raindrop or two. And then a drying and warming trend will develop by the end of the work week. A quick moving cold front on a Saturday. It's going to come in and out Friday night into Saturday, and then a nice big ridge of high pressure starts to build up. So 57 today, lots of clouds, no wind, just kind of there. Wednesday's just kind of being there. Cloudy tonight in the early evening hours, and then the sun comes out. If the sun comes out tonight, we got problems. The sun is not coming out tonight, but the moon will. You'll see it. Overnight low of about 39. Thursday, sunshine, 65 degrees. Nicest day of the year so far. As I mentioned before, Friday night into Saturday, quick moving cold front. Going to come in, going to come out, going to make things a little breezy, going to cool us down. As you see, we go from 68 Friday to just 60 on Saturday. Also a little breezy on Saturday, and then we start a long stretch of very nice weather. 61 and sunshine on Sunday, 67 Monday, 70 on Tuesday, and hopefully by Thursday, the 26th of April, the first day of the Apple Blossom Festival, it'll be sunny and nice and mild. We deserve it. We have earned some nice weather. Yesterday's high, 55 degrees, normal 65, continues our long stretch throughout the month of April. We've only had one day in this entire month where the afternoon high actually reached where it should be for this time of year. Every other day this month has been below normal for the afternoon high. But boy, is that going to change by the time we get to the weekend into the early part of next week. 7.5 minutes after the hour. Again, no more pass reports. We're done with them unless, of course, something really crazy happens, and it ain't going to happen. Passes are going to be fine. So no more pass reports. We're done with that. We're not done with the news. We have quite a bit of news to get to. In the absence of Steve Hare, I will be handling the news anchor duties when we come back in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 15 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
Hi, Brent Crowder here at Town Nissan. Are you considering Nissan when you're buying a new car, truck, or SUV? You should. Nissan delivers quality, performance, and style, starting with the all-new Nissan Rogue, the best-selling car in America for 2017, and the all-new 2018 Nissan Titan Cummins-powered diesel truck with a 100,000-mile warranty bumper to bumper. Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
Your home for the 2018 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is the NCW Life Channel. Be sure to watch the Kais Fiber Youth Parade Saturday, April 28th, the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade on Friday, May 4th, and the Stem Milk Growers Grand Parade Saturday, May 5th, right here. Brought to you by Merry Maids. Relax, it's done. And by Schmidt Electric, serving the West since 1960. Your home for the 2018 Apple Blossom Festival is the NCW Life Channel.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
9 minutes after the hour, I am Dan Koontz filling in for Steve Hare, who will be back at work later on today and back on this very show tomorrow. Can't wait to see Steve again. We start out with flames. Flames visible yesterday morning from a home near Cashmere, just off of Highway 2, off of Eels Road, as a matter of fact. Crews from Chelan County Fire District Number 6 and Ballard Ambulance responded, along with a ladder truck from Chelan County Fire District 1. Fire Marshal Bob Plum told reporters that the cause of the fire under investigation, but appears to be electrical in nature. No injuries, but the homeowners were being aided by the Red Cross after they were displaced. Well, 1,200 acres of habitat in the Stemilt Basin will be preserved thanks to a land purchased by the State Department of Fish and Wildlife. Our very own Eric Granstrom has the story.
In a press release Monday, the State Department of Fish and Wildlife Commission announced that it had authorized the Department of Fish and Wildlife to purchase 1,275 acres in Chelan County's Stemilt Basin to protect critical wildlife habitat. According to the release, purchase of the property will allow the department to complete a land exchange with the Department of Natural Resources that began in 2007. The land exchange received strong support from the Stemilt Partnership, a broad community-based coalition established by Chelan County of ag, wildlife, recreation, conservation, and economic development interests. The two parcels with a purchase price of between $1.7 and $1.9 million is habitat to spotted owls, wolves, elk, deer, and other wildlife species. I'm Eric Grandstrom for NCW Life Channel News.
Speaking of the Stemilt land purchase, Chelan County Commissioner Kevin Overbay testified in Olympia on Monday in support of the recent Stemilt Basin wildlife purchase, saying that the action will help preserve the land for generations to come.
Mike Caputa and I were actually in Olympia yesterday during that meeting, and actually gave testimony to the Natural Resources Board for DNR. And in a positive manner, this has been something that's actually been going on since 2007, the Stemilt Partnership, and this has been one of the goals of the partnership was the acquisition of that land or the transfer of that land from DNR to WDFW. And so what that does now is that actually secures the lands for wildlife, for water, and for the natural resource aspects and recreation aspects of the Stemilt Basin. And this has been a long time goal. And so once that transfer is done, we'll celebrate that. It's been over a decade coming. And that particular portion, there's other lands that actually the county owns up there. There's some other WDFW lands that have been swapped over and acquired. And so what this does, this actually opens up those lands for more recreational purposes, and just kind of provides that security of those lands that they'll be able to be used for generations to come.
Commissioner Keith Gaynor added that the purchase also protects the watershed.
I think one critical component also with that Stemilt partnership is the watershed component. And that's been a critical thing that has been part of the discussion from the beginning, to ensure that the watershed is protected, and all the other things that Kevin has mentioned are critical also. But I think the water and the impact that it has on those irrigation districts up there, it's critical to have that secured.
For the first time in 5 years, the State Public Works Board has approved loans for communities in need. 12 cities and counties have been approved for loans of approximately $6 million in pre-construction for the year 2018. The city of East Wenatchee, the big winner, they'll get one of the largest loan amounts at $750,000 for road and street improvements. Rock Island, they get $80,000 for sanitary sewer improvements, and Quincy will receive a $1 million loan also for sewer improvements. The board selected 12 out of 15 projects from applications requesting over $7.5 million. This is the first time in 5 years that the board has had the funding from the state legislature to issue the loans. Well, we broke this story last week regarding the hiring of Deputy Port Director for the Port of Chelan County, Jim Kuntz. Yesterday morning, in an exclusive interview, Kuntz talked about returning to his hometown of Wenatchee, what made him leave Walla Walla to come back to Wenatchee in the first place, and what issues the Port of Chelan County faces.
Wenatchee is my hometown, and looking forward to be able to come home and work on economic development issues for the Chelan County area. I was impressed with what the Port of Chelan County's been doing. I looked at the Pybus Market development several years ago as just really a great project for Wenatchee Valley. I'm kind of looking at what they're doing at Pangbourne Airport. They had the runway extension project a couple years ago. Alaska Airlines just recently announced they're adding some more flights. You get the Port of Chelan County looking at the Cashmere Mill District in Cashmere. Just a lot of really positive things happening in the greater Chelan County area, and I thought this is a really good opportunity to come in and see if I could assist. I think the biggest challenge of any county-wide port district in the state of Washington is delivering economic development services to all the communities that you serve. So in Chelan County, for that port district, what do we do in Leavenworth to add economic value? What do we do in Cashmere? What do we do in Lake Chelan, in Aniat? So I think always the challenge is delivering economic development services and projects that add value to the wide-ranging cities within a county. That's always the challenge.
Kuntz previously served as the executive director of the Port of Walla Walla. He currently serves as the executive director of the Washington Association of Sewer and water districts. He is expected to take over the Port of Chelan County Executive Director position from Pat Jones by the end of this year. And that is news at 1:15. On this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, quick little weather update. Overcast and 39 degrees outside of our studios. Cloudy today, highs in the mid-50s, and then a very pleasant weekend coming your way. A little cooler on Saturday with a quick cold front coming in, but we're going to have a gradual warming trend with quite a bit of sunshine, and it begins tomorrow. Can't wait. You don't have to wait that long for the news. You can get the whole news in a tidy little package at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock every Monday through Friday. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Grant Olson in the anchor chair also handles the weather forecasting. Our friend and mine, your friend and mine, Eric Grandstrom, handles the sports. And we all get together and put together a little newscast we're quite proud of. Check it out. The NCW Life Channel News at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, also available on demand by going to our website at ncwlife.com. And that's a great way for you to get a hold of us. If you go to our website, you'll notice at the top of the page there's a little Contact Us tab. If you click on it, drop down the menu. And you got two ways to do it. You can simply send us a message via the Contact Us tab, or you can submit a news tip if you so desire by using that same application. You can also go to our Facebook page and private message us. You can just pick up the telephone and give us a call. The number's at the bottom of your screen. Whatever it takes for you to get a hold of us, we love to hear from you, our viewers. No viewers, no TV station. 16 minutes after the hour, going to take a quick break. Wenatchee Wild will be back in town to try and clinch the cup in Game 5. We'll have highlights of the lost Game 4. Also highlights from Wenatchee and Eisenhower soccer from last night. All the prep results. How did the Mariners do yesterday? And more. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
The Arbiter of Stoke is a series that highlights a variety of outdoor adventure sports that are available in the Pacific Northwest. I dedicate my time to enjoying this natural playground. The decision is yours. How will you keep your Stoke?
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this Wednesday, the 18th day of April. I am Dan Kuhn. Sports. The Wenatchee Wild will have a chance to win the Fred Page Cup, the BCHL Championship tomorrow night on home ice. Yeah, they lost Game 4 last night to the Prince George. In Prince George, the final was 4-2. Both teams looked pretty darn tired. I mean, after all, they played their fourth game in 5 nights. And remember, Game 3 went into double overtime. To the highlights we go. Art Checker on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network. We want to thank Hockey TV for the video.
Sends it back up to DeYoung. That shot blocked on the way in. Rolls into the corner. Brar finds it back across. Shot and a score. Kyle Johnson with the power play goal. It's the first power play goal of the series for Prince George. And they lead it 1-0. Over to the far boards in front for Poisson. He shot and a save made by Park. What a stop by Park. To the left point for Zek. He waits, hits the brakes. That shot blocked. And diving. Zek tries to get after it. It's a 2-on-1. Kazi, he's in, he shoots, and he scores. Hopping around to the Wild, get it back. Backhander score! A.J. Vanderbeck on a nice feed set up by the pressure of Lucas Souter, who just refused to give up on the play. Rebound picked up by Arnold. Arnold in front to Svikovsky, and he scores! Lucas Svikovsky. And the game is tied at 2 for Svikovsky. His first goal of the playoffs. And tipped all the way back down to the Wild zone. Fluttered back ahead. Ben Brar moves it down low. Shot. Score. The initial shot came in and the rebound bounced off to the right of Park. And for the second period in a row, the Wild surrender a goal in the final minute. Over to help out is Sasaki's got it pressed over on the left side. Weatherby trying to dig it loose. And back the other way. Here comes an odd man rush. It's De Jong. He's got Brar and Anhorn. Anhorn back to De Jong. His shot. And he scores. Puck out through center. And over on the left side, there's a shot from Arnold. And it brings us to the horn. And that's it. So the Spruce Kings avoid getting swept. And they'll hop on a bus tomorrow and they'll head south. And we'll play a Game 5 at Town Toyota Center on Thursday night.
Ethan De Jong finished with 2 of the 4 goals for the Spruce Kings on the night. Now it's, as our champ mentioned, it's on the bus, the 600-mile-plus journey back here to the big city. Game 5 tomorrow night, Town Toyota Center, 7:05. Remember, the Wenatchee Wild have not lost a playoff game at home this year. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, there's going to be a gathering tonight. They're asking all the Wild fans to be at the Town Toyota Center parking lot at about 8:30 tonight to welcome the team back home. The bus should pull in about 9 o'clock in the parking lot, so go out and show your support and then see if they can lift the cup tomorrow night at the Town Toyota Center. Defend the Den in year 10. Turning to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard, we'll start on the soccer pitch from yesterday. The Wenatchee Panthers able to snap their 2-game losing streak last night. A big 6-0 shutout. They were at home taking on Eisenhower at Leap-Off Field at the Apple Bowl. We have the game live right here on the NCAA Live channel with Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen.
Eric Saldivar, marked by Reynoso, shot across, top of the box, and what a shot! Goal, 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 goal! Joe Celebrezzi for the Wenatchee Panthers, 9 minutes, 45 seconds. And what a strike into this first half of play. Wenatchee leading Eisenhower 1-0. Quick hitter, the ball is in the mix, go, 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 go! Eric Saldivar, a lazy little non-threatening header that just found itself into the upper left corner of the gate defended by Alex Diaz. Far post, header, that quick touch, go, 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 go! Faris Nasser for the Wenatchee Panthers. 3-0 the score now for the Panthers as we approach halftime. Down 3-0 and they've just given up a penalty kick.
And you're sending Zaldivar.
Is he kind of like the specialist of this kind of, because we've seen him behind the spot a couple times.
I think he's been their
go-to
primary
guy.
Shooter on these penalties.
There's Saldivar, the shot, Saldivar, nothing the goalkeeper could do. 4-0 the lead now for Wenatchee at the edge of halftime. Beautiful maneuver, Camarillo, Reyes, go, 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 go! Panthers make it 5-0, and I have to say, for my money, that is the prettiest goal we've seen today.
Yeah, I think so. That was a fantastic shot. Good, quick little, quick turn, and perfect placement on that.
Quick push up field, Navarrete, solo maneuver. Nice nutmeg, Navarrete, right foot getting ready, the shot, Navarrete, goal, 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 goal! Luis Navarrete makes it 6-0, and there's his birthday present.
There's his birthday present. Good finish.
So with that victory last night, the Panthers move up to 3rd place in the Big 9 standings behind Eastmont and Davis. Speaking of Eastmont and Davis, those two teams were supposed to play in Yakima yesterday. That has been moved to 5 o'clock today. And other scores yesterday on the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard, as you see, Cascade down to Okanagan 4-1. Kashmir clobbered Omak 8-0. Manson came up short to Brewster in the final 4-1. The Les Schwab Prep baseball scoreboard from yesterday. Kashmir, no trouble with Cheyenne, 12-1 the final there. Manson shut out Soap Lake 8-0. Eastmont got by Davis 6-5, and West Valley edged Wenatchee 10-7. So now the Panthers are tied with Moses Lake at 8-2 for the league lead. The Rams are 9-4. Wenatchee will look to rebound Friday afternoon. They have a doubleheader against West Valley at Historic Recreation Park, with the first game starting at 3. Turning to the Les Schwab softball scoreboard from yesterday. Kashmir crushed Warden 21-0. Chelan swept a doubleheader from Okanagan 8-6. and 19-1. Eastmont 10-run Davis 11-1. The Wenatchee Panthers continued their rather impressive season. They beat West Valley 19-8. They remain unbeaten. They are 10-0 in Big 9 play. Prep tennis Tuesday. Wenatchee swept Sunnyside. Cashmere and Chelan split with the Bulldogs. They won 5-0. The Lady Goats came out on top 3-2. Mariners. Lance McCullers Jr. gave up a first inning home run to Robinson Cano, and that was about it. He worked 7 innings very effectively. The Houston Astros defeating the Seattle Mariners last night. The final at the safe 4-1. Brian McCann's 2-run home run in the 6th broke open a 1-1 tie. They evened the series at a game apiece. McCullers struck out 11 Seattle batters on the night to earn his 2nd win of the year. The two teams battle again tonight. 7:10 first pitch at the safe. Mike Leake will start for the Mariners. And that's a look at sports at 25 minutes after the hour. On an overcast day today, 40 degrees downtown, lots of clouds, about 57, sunshine Thursday. A couple clouds, warm on Friday, lots of sunshine Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm liking that. It is the 18th day of April. It's time for the obscure holiday of the day today. Today is International Juggler's Day. There you go. International Juggler's Day is always April 18th. Juggling is a skill. It's also a form of entertainment. It's been around, they don't know how long, thousands and thousands and thousands of years. In fact, some of the earliest recorded history supplies proof that juggling was around during the early days of civilized man. That's how far back it goes. A lot of people around the office are jugglers because they can keep several projects up in the air at the same time. I'm really good at multitasking, so long as it's just one project at a time. In honor of International Jugglers Day, I am going to juggle right here on this very program, live, 3 NCW Life Channel golf balls. All right, first of all, start with the basics, just 1. Now we move to 2. And now we move to 3. I can't juggle. International Juggler's Day. Feel better, I was going to juggle knives. That would have been a lot worse. 27 minutes after the hour today in history, it is the 18th day of April, and 112 years ago today, at a little after 5 o'clock in the morning, San Francisco began to shake, and it continued to shake. Almost all of San Francisco, California, destroyed by an earthquake and the subsequent fire. The earthquake lasted a very long time. It was very intense. It woke everybody up in the morning. About 3,000 people died, the vast majority of them in the fires. 80% of the city of San Francisco completely destroyed. The death toll remains the greatest loss of life from a natural disaster in the history of California, and they say it's just a matter of time before the next big one strikes the Bay Area. The great San Francisco earthquake happened 112 years ago today. Today, April 18th, 1923, there it is, the most famous sporting venue in American history opened its doors, Yankee Stadium, the house that Ruth built. Opening day, April 18th, 1923. The first home run ever hit at historic Yankee Stadium, Babe Ruth. Not surprisingly. There are 162 games in baseball's regular season. Yankee Stadium played host to 161 postseason games. That's fairly incredible. The very first event ever happened in Yankee Stadium on this date in 1923. The very last event ever held at the original Yankee Stadium in 2009 was also a baseball game. There was thought maybe they'd do a big charity concert or something like that after the stadium wrapped up its deals with the Yankees in 2009, but it was decided no. Yankee Stadium was first and foremost a baseball cathedral. The first event was a baseball game. The last event should be a baseball game, and it was. And finally, 76 years ago today, April 18th, 1942, the famous Doolittle raid. Tokyo was bombed, Kobe was bombed, Yokohama was bombed. The raid was planned and led by Lieutenant Colonel James Jimmy Doolittle of the United States Army Air Forces. It was our first strike on the Japanese mainland after Pearl Harbor. As far as damage to Japan proper, almost nothing. It was negligible. Japan just was fine. But what really did is it raised American morale, and it said, hey, we're in here and we're fighting, and if we need to, we can bomb the mainland of Japan with some pretty heavy artillery, which is something that Japan was never able to do to the mainland United States. Of course, this was a one-way trip. They all took off from an aircraft carrier, but they didn't come back. They landed in China, eventually working their way back. The famous Doolittle raid happened on the state 76 years ago today. And finally, exactly 30 minutes after the hour, birthdays. Leopold Stokowski, the conductor, was born on this date in 1882, lived all the way to the age of 95. That's impressive. One of the leading conductors of the 20th century in classical music. His long association with the Philadelphia Symphony Orchestra. He conducted the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra, the Philadelphia Orchestra, the NBC Symphony Orchestra. He was in the movie Fantasia, the New York Philharmonic, and Leopold Stokowski did not use a baton. He conducted with his hands. There he is. He was born in this state in 1882, lived to the age of 95. Probably the greatest modern conductor of all time. And Conan O'Brien is 55 years old today, the actor, screenwriter, comedian, talk show host. Here's an amazing fact about Conan O'Brien. I didn't know this until yesterday. When David Letterman retired 2 years ago, Conan O'Brien became the longest working of all the current late night talk show hosts. He's been at it for 24 years. Not bad. 31 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. When we come back, everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion, and then my Skype interview conducted yesterday with Lisa Bradshaw, the Don't Wait Project, the Don't Wait Tour, and the host of Life with Lisa. We caught up with Lisa when she was in Fort Collins, Colorado. That conversation, you don't want to miss it, is also coming up on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
We're here to celebrate every season with award-winning dining, full-service spa, and 170 waterfront guest rooms. Come experience our tradition of hospitality at Campbell's Resort on Lake Chelan.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shaman here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Make your dream of building your own home a reality today. Bay Equity Home Loans has teamed up with Real Homes to make building your new home a smooth process. Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee offers new construction loans, FHA 3.5% down, and VA 100% construction loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to come down and check out what we're all about at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Great beer, good food, and an endless source of entertainment for the whole family. Our Honey Blonde beer is flying off the shelves at your local grocery store. But I tell you what, it's even better on tap. And while you're here, try our signature Badger sauce with one of our delicious meals. Whether you're in the mood for a wrap, salad, pizza, or nachos, Badger Mountain Brewing has what you're looking for.
Every golfer aims to play their best, and smart golfers turn to the Golfer's Edge to get the Golfer's Edge. PGA professional Ed Payne has you covered from tee to green. You can work on your swing or play 18 in air-conditioned comfort on the golf simulator. Tanya's Corner has all the apparel the golfer needs at sale prices. And Ed can even rebuild your favorite set of clubs or custom make you a brand new set. Ask how you can qualify for a free 30-minute lesson at the Golfer's Edge on Mission between Kittitas and Yakima.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas, and introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at two great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and any app. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, there's been some backlash over the recent attention given to the issue of sexual abuse and harassment of women. Now, this might be understandable if you're not aware of the scope of the issue, so let's look at it. Supposed experts say that 1 in 4 females will be sexually assaulted in some way by the time they graduate high school. That's 25% of the female population, folks. That's terrible. Okay, but what's worse is that these same supposed experts say that these incidents are very vastly underreported. So, are we paying too much attention to the issue of sexual harassment and assault? No, I think not. Now, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
It's a free walk-in job search assistance center. It is designed to help job seekers with the tools that they need to find a job. We have partnered with libraries in 5 other cities, providing the same types of services that we offer here, just there.
Just walk in, we have laptops, and we can help you with resume, cover letter.
All of our services are paid for by the revenues earned in our store. Goodwill is just a tool that the community is using to help their neighbors find a job. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
For plumbing, heating, or cooling repair, Patriot will be right there.
Is your home as comfortable as you like? This Lennox dealer can help.
Make your home comfortable with a Lennox system from Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call Patriot today.
Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling will give your home a hug.
Get up to $1,700 in rebates or special financing.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life Channel.
And we're back on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Koontz, your host. Overcast and 40 degrees, cloudy skies, highs in the mid-50s, but that nice weather is coming. I'll give you more details between now and 8 o'clock. My friend Lisa Bradshaw, just about 4 weeks ago, hit the road. She, of course, is the host of Life with Lisa Bradshaw. It is the Don't Wait Project Tour. She has the trailer hooked up to the car, and she went on down the road. She's been traveling all over the western United States doing Don't Wait projects. It's a fascinating thing. It's all going to be part of a really couple of great episodes of Life with Lisa coming up when she gets back into town in about 10 or 11 days. We had a chance to catch up with Lisa via Skype yesterday, and here's my conversation with Lisa Bradshaw. It's time for our bi-weekly visit with Lisa Bradshaw, who was on the road during her Don't Wait Tour 2018. I got my t-shirt on the back. We'll have to update it as she goes, of course. It's been a couple of weeks now, Lisa, so get us caught up. Where are you now, and how did you get there? Walk us through the last couple of weeks of your travels.
Let's see. Last time I talked to you, I actually think I was in Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to Malibu, which was a highlight of the trip for sure, because I had an amazing ocean view and fell asleep to the crashing of the waves and woke up to the crashing of the waves. Ended up meeting a couple of celebrities, actors from the series House of Cards, and interviewed them. That was really fun. Jane Atkinson and Michael Gill. And then, let's see, I went to Phoenix and went to, let's see, I did 3 stories in LA.
Wow.
And then 2 that I hadn't planned. So 5 total. And then I went to, let's see, Moab, Utah. And I did some rough trail riding and zip line for the first time. That was really cool. And then also went to the Grand Canyon on the way to Utah. So that was very cool too.
That's a.
And have just been meeting. What's that?
Go ahead. I was going to say the Grand Canyon is like a really big hole in the ground, isn't it?
It's pretty big. It was really fun. I wanted to get a picture of the car and the camper right in front, and I did that. And we did a 3-mile hike. We didn't have time to do anything. One of my friends flew into Phoenix and traveled with me for a couple of days. So
I suppose that made the confines of the trailer a little close.
A little close. I finally got everything reorganized today. It's a king size mattress or 2 twins, and I was sleeping, excuse me, 2 twins so that I had room, for all my other work. And anyway, yeah, it was pretty crammed.
So the good news is that you're gathering bunches of stories for your continuing saga, that is the Don't Wait Project and the Life with Lisa show. The bad news, due to modern technology, you had a little, had some computer problems, don't you?
Yeah, I've had my Mac. I realized that every time I start a new venture, my computer dies and makes way for the new version of the computer I need. So I'm taking that as a sign. But my computer is a 9-year-old Mac, and I've rebuilt it once already. And I spent 4 hours with some Mac geniuses yesterday trying to get it to at least turn on. So it wouldn't, not consistently. So what I'm planning on is, my camera's working beautifully, so I'm still doing the interviews, and I will compile the shows when I get back, which is actually, in hindsight, probably a better idea to begin with, because the schedule's been very intense. If I am not driving 300 miles a day, it seems, then I'm interviewing people, and there's just not a whole lot of time to edit content and get it back to you guys. So I just took this as a sign to slow down and enjoy the last 10 days or so, and you guys are fine with it, so I'm fine with it, and hopefully the audience will be patient with me when I get back, and we'll start airing the rest of the footage.
Outside of your computer glitch, it's been a fairly flawless trip. You're getting closer to the end, as you just mentioned. Any other surprises out there that you weren't expecting on your travels across the western United States?
Well, for example, yesterday I was at the computer store, like I said, and I went to go get my vehicle and camper because I was parked pretty far away early in the day. And then, downtown traffic in Boulder and downtown parking started opening up in Colorado. That's where I am now. And this woman stopped me on the street and asked me about the car and what I was doing, and then proceeded to tell me her story, which was pretty incredible, and got her on camera. And then she's a retired exec of a whole lot of things and wants to be a part of the project. So you just never know. I can't really complain about meeting someone like her, even though my computer had to die for that to happen. So that's just how I look at things in general. So, there's just those kinds of things, meeting people. Of course, some of these stories are planned, and some, that's the fun part. Some of them aren't.
Any regrets? Has there been any time during the last few weeks, longer than that, you've been gone, almost a month, any time when you thought to yourself,
over a month. I've been gone over a month.
Yeah, what have I gotten myself into? Have you had that moment yet?
I had that the first week, and I'm being honest, because it was pretty overwhelming to just adjust and think, whoa, I've got, 5 more weeks of this. And then I settled in, and then like I said, I had a guest traveler. One of my best friends was with me for a few days, so that was fun. And I think the main thing is just that the intense pace that I set for myself working. But to change the pace would have meant I had to stay away longer. And I timed this so that I left when my son went back after spring break, and I'll be back a week before he gets home for the summer. And I wouldn't have it any other way, because I'm not going to miss any time with him over the summer. So I'm really just still grateful, and I get rest at night. I'm very comfortable in the camper. But yeah, I'm homesick. That's for sure.
I bet you are. So you're in Fort Collins, Colorado right now. Why are you there, and what are you going to be doing while you're there?
I interviewed who I consider the Chip and Joanna Magnolia couple. I interviewed who is the Colorado version of that, and their 4 children yesterday in their magnificent home here in Timnath, Colorado. And then I have a story tomorrow, and I have a meet and greet tonight. I publish and edit, I edit 3 magazines in this area, and I have for a couple of years. Got that gig from our late friend Dan Conway, and so I'm getting to meet a lot of the people that I've been writing about and writing for a while. So, and then Thursday I'll head to Utah, back to Utah, and then go straight up to Idaho, and then I'll be home.
Anything else you want to pass along to your viewers and our viewers for the Life with Lisa show, since you are have some computer glitches and won't be able to edit some new stuff till you get back? Any messages you want to send to us?
Sure. You know, just again, thanks everyone for watching. I've picked up at least, I don't know, a few hundred followers on Facebook and Instagram, so that's pretty cool. I've got the selfie stick down. That's for sure. Just really grateful again to Town Toyota for supporting the whole trip. I've been thinking about my next step, how I would do it differently the next time, because I've been told there can be a next time. And so I just have to think that through and how that would be best. And I think one thing I would need to do is bring someone with me, because I can't film and edit and be on both sides of the camera. My son and I were talking the other night, and I was saying, you know, I'm a little frustrated because my computers died, and you know, these productions, I would have liked them to be a bit bigger. And he said, you're doing the work of 3 people.
Yeah.
He said, what if I'd said I never want to be a pitcher because I can't pitch 94 miles an hour, and all the fun I would have missed out on being a pitcher, you know, at the pace he was. So there's my kid, you know, making it clear to me. So I'm just really grateful for the opportunity. I think the work I've done so far and the stories I've gathered and the way people have been willing to share is effective. And I look forward to sharing the rest of it with everyone who's watching.
Are we going to check in with you any more time between now and when you make it back here to the big city?
Yeah, let's do it. Actually, I was thinking it might be a good idea for me to be on your show right when I get back.
Oh, absolutely.
It'll force me to get up in the morning and be up with the rest of the people. So let's do that. Maybe as I head back next week, we can do that. I have a really cool story in Idaho I'm excited about. Been planning it for a while. Actually had to plan the whole last leg of the trip around it because this gentleman is only available for 2 days next week, and I had to make it there in time. So
I'm going to ask you one last question, Lisa. I'm going to cut you loose. Is this what you expected? Has this met expectations?
Exceeded. It's exceeded my expectations. Just because, well, you know, when you plan something for so long, one thing I will say, I thought going into this, when I got home, I would have to be kind of really adjusting because I've been thinking about this for 2 years, been planning it for a year. And would I be kind of bummed that it's over, and what's my next step, and la, 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 la. That's how I work. Like, what's next? What's next? And now I'm kind of like, yeah, this is cool. And I'm going to sit in that for a while and relax this summer, and then come up with the next cool thing I hopefully get to do, you know, coming into the fall or something.
Well, we're glad that you're getting something out of it as much as we are. That's important.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's been really fun, and I you know, of course, I'm really grateful. You know, I was thinking about NCW Life yesterday and how, excuse me, how, I mean, I've really been utilizing social media and having that audience, and that's really terrific. But to get to have a whole show where people get to see everything, it makes me even more grateful for them offering me the gig, you know, a long time ago. So that's been really cool too. So also a shout out to everyone there.
Well, Lisa, safe travels. Have fun. Sounds like you are. And we'll talk to you maybe Monday or Tuesday of next week. Does that work? Your call.
Yes, Tuesday would work. Yes,
Tuesday.
that'll work.
Good. All right, the host of Life with Lisa as her Don't Wait Project Road Tour continues, Lisa Bradshaw. Be good. Say hi to Molly and the kids for me, okay?
I will. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Why live your life in the dark? At Schmidt Electric, we're one of the oldest and most respected companies in the Pacific Northwest.
Founded by my father in 1960, we have grown from 2 employees to 130.
From small commercial businesses to heavy industrial companies, we employ some of the most respected contractors.
We're also a proud member of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers for over 50 years. Call us at Schmidt Electric today.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Your home for the 2018 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is the NCW Life channel. Be sure to watch the Kais Fiber Youth Parade Saturday, April 28th, the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade on Friday, May 4th, and the Stem Milk Growers Grand Parade Saturday, May 5th, right here. Brought to you by Allville Fruit, home of the Gee Whiz brand, where passion meets flavor. And by Bay Equity Home Loans, your home for loans.
Life is about memories and lasting impressions. With Boswell's expansive two-story showroom of quality home furnishings, you'll find everything you need to create a home to remember. Need assistance? From fabric options and complimentary design service to complete home makeovers, Glenn, Buffy, and Teresa are there to guide you. Come into Boswell's and find inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
We're here to celebrate every season with award-winning dining, full-service spa, and 170 waterfront guest rooms. Come experience our tradition of hospitality at Campbell's Resort on Lake Chelan.
Wenatchee Valley, I am Dan Kuntz, your host. A couple more items of business to get to before we wrap up the show and get ready for a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Our good friend Steve Hare back in the newsroom. We just went in there to say hi to Steve. He's on the mend. He's had a little congestion, a little sickness, but he's getting better, and he's back here today because he's going to be taping an interview with Bob Boogert, a very familiar name around here. Of course, Bob is the executive director of the Chelan Douglas Land Trust. Bob's now retired from that position, but he's running for public office. He has thrown his name into the hat. County Commissioner from District 2, Keith Gaynor, will be retiring at the end of this term. That is opening up that seat, and Bob Boogert is one of the candidates who will be running to replace Chelan County Commissioner Keith Gaynor, and we will be doing a series of interviews with all of the candidates, and Steve will be conducting that interview with Bob later on this morning. You'll have a chance to see that, obviously, as we head into filing week, and that's right around the corner. The first full week in May is filing week. If you're interested in running for public office and being a public servant, filing week is the first full week in May, and there will always be a couple of surprises. Most of the candidates, of course, have already made their intentions public, and we're going to reach out to every local candidate who is running for public office, and we'll find out who they are officially by the end of the first full week in May. That reminds me, Election Day is less than a week away. Of course, Tuesday, April 24th is Election Day in North Central Washington. The big thing that people are voting on here in these parts are the voters in the Wenatchee School District, who will be voting on the $120 million construction bond to renovate and remodel the 45-year-old Wenatchee High School. We'll check in with Chelan County Auditor Skip Moore to see how the ballots are coming in, how many he thinks are still going to be out there, all that good stuff. We'll check in with Skip. If you haven't gotten your ballot in, again, you have until 8 o'clock on Tuesday, April 24th, to get your ballot in. Election Day is coming up. Apple Blossom right around the corner. It starts a week from tomorrow. A week from tomorrow, the 10-day party we like to call the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival, the 99th. This insert, by the way, will be in this morning's Wenatchee World, so pick up the Wenatchee World and grab the insert and keep the insert. It's got everything you need to know about the Apple Blossom Festival, which is right around the corner. If you're just joining us, the Wenatchee Wild had a chance to sweep all 4 games from Prince George. They didn't do it last night. They had lost 4-2, but courtesy of our friends at Hockey TV and the voice of the Wenatchee Wild, we do have the highlight package from last night's 4-2 loss, and here it is.
Sends it back up to DeYoung. That shot blocked on the way in. Rolls into the corner. Brar finds it back across, shot and a score. Kyle Johnson with the power play goal. It's the first power play goal of the series for Prince George. And they lead it 1-0. Over to the far boards, in front for Poisson. He shot and a save made by Park. What a stop by Park. To the left point for Zek. He waits, hits the brakes, that shot blocked. And diving, Zek tries to get after it. It's a 2-on-1. Kazi, he's in, he shoots, and he scores. Hopping around to the Wild, get it back. Backhander, score! A.J. Vanderbeek on a nice feed set up by the pressure of Lucas Sauter, who just refused to give up on the play. Rebound picked up by Arnold. Arnold in front to Svikovsky, and he scores! Lucas Svikovsky. And the game is tied at 2 for Svikovsky. His first goal of the playoffs. And tipped all the way back down to the Wild zone. Fluttered back ahead. Ben Brar moves it down low. Shot. Score. The initial shot came in and the rebound bounced off to the right of Park. And for the second period in a row, the Wild surrender a goal in the final minute. Over to help out is Sasaki's got it pressed over on the left side. Weatherby trying to dig it loose. And back the other way, here comes an odd man rush. It's DeYoung, he's got Brar and Anhorn. Anhorn back to DeYoung, his shot, and he scores. Puck out through center, and over on the left side, there's a shot from Arnold. And it brings us to the horn, and that's it. So the Spruce Kings avoid getting swept. And they'll hop on a bus tomorrow and they'll head south. And we'll play a Game 5 at Town Toyota Center on Thursday night.
That's right, Arch. Game 5 will be tomorrow night at the Town Toyota Center, with the Wenatchee Wild are undefeated
Eric
in the playoffs. They are 10-0 so far in the playoffs. Pretty darn impressive. They can wrap it up. They can lift the Fred Page Cup over their head with a victory over Prince George tomorrow night, 7:05. Tickets are available when the box office opens at about 9 o'clock this morning at the Town Toyota Center, which reminds me they have already begun the long trek back from Prince George on the bus. It's a little over 600 miles. It's a long time on the bus. You count her in the rest stops and stopping at the border and all that stuff. It's about a 14-hour bus trip. So they're expecting the Wenatchee Wild bus to pull in to the Town Toyota Center parking lot at about 9 o'clock tonight, give or take a couple of minutes, obviously. So they're asking all you Wild fans out there to be there to greet the team home. Be there about 8:30 at the Town Toyota Center parking lot. Bring your cowbells, wear your jerseys, and let's give these guys a big welcome home, and let's see if they can take home the big prize, the Fred Page Cup, with a victory tomorrow in the BCHL Championship against 705 tomorrow night. While we have the time, I want to do the weather forecast one more time. It's going to be cloudy today, kind of like yesterday, only not as breezy. In fact, very little wind at all. And a high of 57. Tonight, gradual clearing. 39 for the overnight low. Thursday, sunshine all day, gobs of it, no wind, beautiful. 65 degrees, you gotta love it. Couple of clouds Thursday night. Now Friday, you'll see it's gonna be warmer still, 68 degrees. Now Friday night into Saturday, a very quick moving cold front is gonna slide through. It's not gonna last very long, but it's gonna cool us down Saturday. It's also gonna be a little windy on Saturday and Saturday night, but as this cold front exits the region, it's gonna allow a high pressure ridge to build up. And look at Sunday, look at Monday, look at Tuesday. When was the last time we saw 70 degrees? I can't remember. That's a very good looking weather forecast. Again, Thursday looks good. Cloudy, warmer on Friday. Cool, breezy Saturday, but lots of sunshine. And then nothing but good stuff for starting on really Sunday and lasting, we hope, through all of next week, the first week of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. Passes are fine, by the way. No snow in the forecast. All the passes are either bare and wet or bare and dry. You'll have no problems at all there. Everybody have yourself a great Wednesday. Steve Hare back with me tomorrow. Until then, take care and bye-bye.